Hey, it's Bob Jackson, team lead for the Sage Group of Leading Edge Mid-City Realty here in Huntsville. A big portion of our business is with relocations, people coming into the area, and that's really not a huge surprise. The area is going through a lot of growth. We've got a strong economy sort of anchored by the military-industrial complex. That's Redstone Arsenal and all of the contractors that have set up shop around it. But in addition, we're getting a lot of commercial enterprises moving into the area as well. Housing is affordable, good quality of life, and we are typically showing up in spot number 1, 2, or 3 on the best places to live. So not a huge surprise that there's a lot of people coming in. A relocation can be a stressful sort of endeavor, so wanted to offer up some sage advice, actually in a 3-part series, on how to make it as stress-free as possible. So the first thing you want to consider is who's going to be your guide for this, who's going to be your agent. You know, they say don't get directions from somebody who hasn't been where you're going. And that is that's a pretty good adage to live by with a relocation. You want to find somebody who can at least relate to what you're going on. Maybe they've done a relocation or 2, or in my case 3 or 4 themselves. Having that sort of common frame of reference is really going to be helpful for you. You know, relocation comes with a lot of emotion, a lot of mixed emotion. You may be really, really excited for your new adventure, your new position, whatever's bringing you to town. But at the same time, there's that feeling of apprehension. You don't really know what you're going to get until you get there. And having someone that's been through that before is going to deliver a level of empathy, a level of understanding that you just can't get with somebody who's, you know, lived within 3 or 4 miles of an area their whole life. So first off, look for an agent who has done it before. So relocations are kind of a specialty for a lot of agents. They take a little bit extra time because you're not just dealing with individual houses, you're actually dealing with the whole area. You're trying to introduce somebody to a brand new place to live and making sure that where they select actually fits, not only from a individual house standpoint, but from a bigger sort of geography. So some things to ask your agent about relocations. Do they offer virtual tours? Virtual tours are a great way to kind of get a feel for a property. I've actually had several clients go ahead and buy sight unseen based upon a virtual or video tour. But at the very least, you're going to get a feel for not only the house, above and beyond the pictures that are available to you, but also the area, the neighborhood. What's it feel like driving up to that property? Next, you want to consider, does your agent offer a guided tour of the area, sort of a lay of the land, you know, get a feel for where things are relative to one another. Generally speaking, I like to take my folks on a guided tour, at least a couple of hours, to show them sort of the highlights of Huntsville and then also show them where the properties that they're considering happen to lay. Another thing you want to consider is the agent's local connections. Do they have connections with folks that you're going to need? You know, you're coming in, you probably are going to need new doctors, you're going to need handymen, electricians, plumbers, whatever. Do they have the connections that you're going to need to really get settled? So finally, you want to find out, you know, how much time is that agent willing to spend with you? And you can ask them that. It's not really, the only decent answer is as much time as it takes. You're probably not going to be that agent's only customer at the given time, but you shouldn't feel like you're one of dozens. Buying a house, especially one, you know, across country, a few states over, a few zip codes over, whatever, is a big deal. It's stressful. There's a lot of different moving parts, and you need someone who's going to be accessible and able to answer your questions as they come up. So find out how much time they're willing to spend and gauge from there. All right, so there's just a couple of thoughts on ways that you can pick an agent moving to Huntsville or the Tennessee Valley that will help make the move go smoother. Next time, and you can subscribe to see the next video in the series. Next time we're going to talk about things that you can do while you're still living where you are in order to make the move go a little smoother. Subscribe and watch for the next video.